Hello and welcome to the left side of reality. This is your host as always, Snow the First, and I am currently a chicken. That's because last time I went to go get the last key piece that I didn't already have, and I had begun the challenge on stream, but then the stream crashed and I ended up finishing it off screen, but so I'm sorry that I couldn't show on screen me finally beating the challenge that had given me so much trouble. But just to prove that I have it, there it is. I did do the work. This time, we're going to go see what the special door is about. It's apparently called the Crucible. Now that we finally have all the key pieces. Oh, what fresh hell is this? Where am I going? What? Okay, I seem unable to go any further up, but I can't seem to go any further up, so it looks like this is the end of the path for now, although I am able to come back here later. Also, I see multiple save points and that concerns me greatly. What am I gonna be in? What's happening? I have a question I was hoping you would answer for me. Why are Guacamelee devs like this? Why, after all the challenges that I had to get through just to be here, am I being faced with yet more challenges? Genuinely, what is happening and why? Oh, the way they position these green vines is just the worst. Oh, I thought I could cheat the system a bit by doing that. Okay, I see what I need to do right away, but the thing about it is that, as per usual, say it with me everyone, it takes very precise timing. Problem here is that oh look, I've got my very first bot in the chat. I made it. No, I had something there. Oh, I hate how floaty the chicken is like this, because it makes it very hard for the chicken to go where you want it to go. Okay, advice for how to handle this section, because it is not treating me kindly right now. Just kind of let the wind carry me a bit. No! What is the hitbox on that? That felt like a strategy that could actually work, but... It feels like when I stop holding X, the chicken drops like a stone. But when I'm in the gust of wind, it rises super fast, so it's like there's no workable middle ground. Oh, no, we can still salvage this. We couldn't salvage it. Like, it's genuinely that bit that juts out in the middle there. I feel like this would be so much more workable if that wasn't there. Because, it's that section in the middle. Because, when I get there, holding X for the chicken glide is just untenable because it shoots you straight into the ceiling. And now the commentaries come to a dead stop because it's kind of hard to commentate over a single screen like this over and over. Oh, that was actually going somewhere. Hang on. Okay, no good. That's not a good way to cheat. You kind of have to, you kind of need the direction of the wind to carry you up and over, basically. But if I can't beat the... Easier said than done. I'm so used to having to hold chicken glide. Okay, yeah. I immediately see what you mean, though. Remember what's been my Achilles heel for this entire LP? If you guessed precise button inputs, you are correct. Okay, now I'm just forgetting to jump before I even do the first chicken dash. We need to calm down here. Getting heated up has never helped anything before in this playthrough, and it's not going to help now. Do you think this is why platformers aren't a frequent subject of LPs? Because the way platformers work is just kind of an... Oh... Because platformers are inherently unfriendly to the LP format, where you get these uber precise challenges that you have to oh god, give me a pairing and 20 minutes and I could probably come up with a first draft for you. I'm good at writing. I could write all day. In fact, I frequently do. But this... Remember when Proton John used to be known only for playing incredibly hard platformers? Mainly the Mario ROM hacks. Remember when that was his whole brand? And while we're talking about obscure Proton John stuff, remember the Superman 64? I sometimes wonder if Proton John is hoping to avoid I fail to see the logic there. I fail to see the logic of how hardcore gamer equals log. But then again, given that a lot of AAA designers are bloating their gains more and more. Maybe there's something to be said about that. Okay. What this is asking me is of something that just feels inherently unworkable. The entire point of the chicken glide is that you're supposed to hold it. So having to do it in short bursts is just messing with my muscle memory. Especially because this beginning section has a long drop down the middle, but then you have to start tapping it more when you reach the part in the middle, and that's where I'm getting stuck. It doesn't help that the chicken moves in wild swings when you, move it during the glide. Okay, the wind pushes your chicken wildly in both directions. So this entire premise that you're supposed to do precision gliding with the wind is just all kinds of horseshit. You mean another room of this same exact type of challenge? Yeah, I see it. You're supposed to dash that. I've been making a point to save a chicken dash precisely for something like that. Yep, that's what I thought. Oh, so that's the next room. Anyway, I actually had a thought that I wanted to finish, and I'm gonna finish it now. It's that I'm wondering if the reason that Proton John doesn't bring up Superman 64 is that he's hoping that if he spends long enough time not bringing it up, it'll be forgotten and he can just abandon the series forever. And given that I don't remember when was the last time anyone brought up something Superman 64 related, maybe that plan is working. I was thinking that just now. So rough about there. Because if you wait until the flower reaches your location, it's a bit too late. Okay, I've mentally made a decision to myself, and I will bring it up if and when it becomes relevant. Of course, you might have an idea of what I've already been thinking, given that I've been discussing it off and on over the course of these challenges to get to the good ending. A writing prompt I saw recently is funny in that of how ridiculous it sounds on how ridiculous it sounds like just on the premise, and that it's the writing prompt went something like this: all the superheroes hate you, not because you're necessarily the worst supervillain out there, but because all the crimes you do are legal. Which is kind of like, your immediate thought is, how does that even work? For a crime is by its very nature illegal, isn't it? But I think the writing prompt was kind of more getting at the Lex Luthor type of crimes. The Lex Luthor type of crimes where you know someone is a villain, but they have so much political clout and money where you have so much political clout and money that you're effectively untouchable, and the superhero knows that. Yeah, that's basically the Superman and Lex Luthor dynamic, and it's why Lex Luthor is one of the most effective villains that Superman faces, because what kind of villain can you give to someone that can snap most people's spines in two if he was so inclined? You give a villain where most physical confrontations are just useless. Because this villain has because the villain covers himself in all kinds of a good reputation shield and political power shield, and the kind of things that no amount of super strength can handle. But yeah, someone that specifically goes out of their way to spoil stuff for people probably would be the most wicked villain of all time. I see, people love shipping heroes and villains, and it's a tale as old as time. But, but a lot of the people, when you point out the inherent instability of shipping a hero and villain together, there's a not insignificant subset of people that would say that's the entire point, that's the whole appeal. Which, you know what? They can do what they want. If that's the kind of thing they want to see, no one has a right to stop them. It's still incredibly funny, parsing that out. You see this a lot in, I think you see this a lot in hero-villain dynamics that are the same gender too, because I almost had it once, but after I blew it the one time, I can no longer find the groove I had earlier. That's the problem, like, you almost have it, and the act of messing it up, the act of messing it up throws you off your groove and makes it incredibly hard to find it again. That was my issue with the lava route too, where I had a groove going, and then I failed, and then I would be messing up on sections I'd already beat much earlier. What was I saying? Almost had it again. You can gravity switch in these areas, for all the good it does in this specific room, because gravity switching does nothing. How fast would that devolve into everyone trying to, the various villains trying to murder the boss every other week? Plot twist, the bumbling HR lady isn't bumbling at all. She's the villain on top of all the other villains, having set the whole thing up to see what happens. losing the rhythm of what I was doing and no longer being able to replicate it. To finally finish the thought I've had before, shipping heroes and villains is a tale as old as time itself. And maybe it's just in my imagination, but in recent memories, companies have found it more lucrative too, like a way to get money, because I am half convinced that the main reason the third semester of Persona 5 Royal exists is to appease all the people that ship Joker with Akechi, because Akechi coming back is like a big thing about the third semester, and it's pointed out that the final dilemma of the third semester is Maruki low-key holding Akechi's life hostage and baiting Joker with the fact that if he undoes the reality that Maruki has put in place, then Akechi might go back to being dead. And likewise, the after credits, the special credit scene with Royal is a tease that Akechi is in fact still alive again, when in the original Persona 5 they just kinda tossed him out of the plot when he was no longer useful. I mean, I'm sure the writers had other stories to tell, like with Kasumi and Sumire and all that, and the whole thing wasn't just shipping bait, but I am somewhat convinced that a big part of it is shipping bait. Made it past this route. Although I genuinely am not sure what the hell I'm looking at here. That feels like it has the potential to be either really scary or really wholesome, depending on what kind of intentions you want to give our Fae here. With the asterisks that, oh, almost had it. With the asterisks that there are probably earlier examples that existed, but one of the earliest examples I can think of with heroes getting shipped with villains is probably Kim Possible. Do you remember Kim Possible? I was a huge fan of Kim Possible, and try to watch it when possible. Although me not getting to watch Kim Possible wasn't because there was no Disney Channel, but because of what I told you before, that whenever I try to indulge in feminine hobbies, my family would immediately shut it down, saying that a boy shouldn't watch girl stuff. That I'm a girl anyways never seemed to occur to them, but that's neither here nor there. Oh my god, how am I still alive? How am I still alive? But my traumatic backstory, TM, is not the focus here. The focus is that one of the most recurring villains, and the one that's basically diametrically the one most similar to Kim, was Shigo. And when I browsed fanfiction years later, I found that, what do I know? Well, what do you know? There was a very specific, a very large subset of people that shipped Kim and Shigo. You mentioned that prompt earlier that said about hero and villain dynamics, and that was basically what a lot of people liked about Kim and Shigo. Because Kim and Shigo had a very specific dynamic that people were into. And so, of course, they have some episodes that showed that when Kim and Shigo worked together, they could actually make a very good team. Just that circumstances... Oh my god. Oh, I see. That's why it drops you off there. You would think Kim almost killing Shiga would put a damper on any shipping tendencies, but then again, Akechi tries to shoot Joker in the head and that never stopped anyone. The human mind is very fascinating and very unsettling sometimes. Beautiful. That was my attempt to do a Korekiyo Shinguchi voice. Don't know how well I succeeded at that. Okay, I know what to do now. It's just doing it is an entirely different... Almost. That seems to be the key word, almost, but as the saying goes, almost only counts for horseshoes and hand grenades. And then I told you before that it feels like fanfic writers have reached a point where they're making their own shows, because Catra and Adora from She-Ra are basically like the most quintessential hero-villain shipping pair of all time. Except this time it's not only canon, but has a happy ending. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna need the joystick for that. The D-pad is gonna be tough for that. I did not open the earlier shortcut because I did not feel like... Here's the problem with the shortcut. Looking at the way it's going, it feels like that if I open that shortcut, I risk falling off and having to redo that room over again. I can see why you might be worried though, because we only have 20 minutes till end of stream time and we've made it. Fuck all for progress. I have to remember, it's tapping. Letting go of the button hurts more than it solves. For that last bit, after you get the orb, you have to do a very specific downward dash, then upward dash. It has to be like that. Otherwise, you die. There's something really funny, but kind of heartwarming in hindsight about how the She-Ra reboot is, in fact, basically just a giant fan fiction. And very specifically a fan fiction for queer people, because we have multiple queer pairings and multiple queer pairings that have children. And Noelle Stevenson refuses to elaborate how people of the same sex have children, because that's honestly not an important detail or really anyone's business. And what made She-Ra work is that even if it could be said to be self-indulgent, the writers did not forget they were still writing a story. Because I believe I've complimented She-Ra before on having one of the most tightly woven plots I've ever seen, where it feels like just about every episode organically leads into the next. Yeah, I can see it too. Like I was saying, it's a very specific up-down dash. But like you were also saying before, what makes this room worse is having to... the fact that the orb you need is surrounded by thorns. Nope. As soon as I stop tapping, I die. Crap. "15 minutes till end of stream time. I need to make a decision here." This is what truly makes the sunk cost fallacy such a devil to deal with. Because I could have turned back at one of several points during this hunt for the good ending. And I could have taken one look at the Crucible and decided not to bother. But now that I'm here, and now that I'm doing it, it's kind of like I feel this need to finish it. But do I want to finish it? I swear I was doing this part better than I was. I swear I was doing this part better earlier. During the Eden's Garden LP, Nico talked about his own RPG game project, and to be clear, I don't know if it was ever finished or if he abandoned it or what, but yeah, Nico B made an RPG called Forever's End, and he made it very early in his LP career. And later on, I think he did a video reacting to it. And it was very much one of those moments where you look at your past self and you cringe at all the things you thought was a good idea. No, I do not. I don't think I remember the last time I played anything related to Plants vs. Zombies. Oh, interesting. So the composer of Plants vs. Zombies made her own game, is what you're saying. Hang on, I need to test something. I want to know who thought this was a good idea. Who at Drinkbox Studios made the 5 key challenges that are all grueling difficult in their own way? And then decided, you know what the appropriate reward is for someone who's already done all this? More challenges. Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't like this in Guacamelee 1. I'm pretty sure in Guacamelee 1 you only needed to collect the mask pieces and then defeat the final boss with the mask fully constructed. Like, once you got all the mask pieces, that was reward enough. You got your true ending. I still feel like that doesn't justify appending an extra challenge where none previously existed. Like, I don't get it. Was there some giant outcry of players that... Yeah? Is it gonna be like earlier where I need to meet the wind at a specific time? I was thinking as much because I need to be high in the air for when I reach that upper quadrant so I can downward dash. Then upwards dash to clear the section. I can see the solution, but enacting the solution is entirely different. Because as soon as you get, you just glide right into the spikes every time. I forget if I mentioned this before, but I actually did look up. I had looked up the. I had looked up a guide for the key pieces, finding where on the map they were and all that. And don't you just love it when the universal sentiment of the comment for the guide was, I was having so much fun with the Guacamelee too, until I tried to get the true ending. Like, I'm not joking. 3/4 of the comments were people sharing my sentiment that these extra challenges kills the fun of the game. The last fourth of the people were those that could actually could actually surpass that pinnacle and beat everything, including this crucible. Or people that are so skilled they don't find this kind of stuff challenging. But the fact that these challenges seem to alienate the majority of the audience, yeah, that's not good. Oh, that would actually justify the challenges being so grueling. That would actually be a worthwhile reward for doing this absolute horseshit. I mean, true, there's that. Hell yeah, personal beast army. That sounds sick. Okay, we are very close to end of stream time and all forward progress has stopped. So I'm actually gonna call it here and see if I do something similar to the lava challenges where I clear it off stream once I have basically limitless time to do it. And that way when we start up next week, I hopefully have cleared that section and there's whatever new fresh hell awaits us in this place. So next week on the left side of reality, I suppose we see whatever awaits us. God damn it, why does this not... Why do those dashes not count? Can I glitch my way into beating this? Can I just do that? See you here next week.